Yo, it's your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, back at you with a new video. Today is Wednesday, January 15th, 2025, with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can. Cash App $sign ORION or the YouTube Super Chat right here. We got some Big 12 action here in college hoops this Wednesday afternoon. Number 9, Kansas Jayhawks versus the number 2 Iowa State Cyclones. Tip-off is going to be here in just a few minutes. So let's get settled in. Let's take a look at the thumb and cue up the music. Hope everyone is having a fantastic Wednesday. Let's get it, baby. And on the left is the stud, 15.8 points per game, Hunter Dickinson. And on the right, one of the bench players stepping up, Curtis Jones. 17.3 points per game off the bench. I see you. Let's get it, baby. Cole in the building. What's good? We'll be shooting for 20 likes within the first hour, 30 to 50 overall if we get the volume, and obviously 100 in the donos on every single stream. Cole in the building. What's good? How are you? And I got a couple different angles that I'll be switching over. So obviously, during halftime and pregame and postgame, we'll be here. Once we actually get into the action, with a click of a button, we can go to how I will be calling the game. And I can even go a smaller view if you want to see a little bit more of the background. Let's go, baby. And again, not a whole lot, going on, during, the middle of the week as we're waiting for, playoff NFL football as well as the Natty on Monday. It's either, doing a little bit of college hoops, NBA or NHL. And I feel at this point, I would rather do a, profiled matchup. Number 9, KU, Kansas Jayhawks, 12-3, 3-1 in the Big 12 versus number 2 in the nation, Iowa State, 14-1, 4-0 in the conference. I got to watch Kansas a few times already, but this is my first opportunity to kind of see what Iowa State is about in person, obviously on TV. And again, March Madness is just right around the corner, so this is perfect time to sprinkle in a few games of college hoops in January and February to give me an idea on what's going to happen in March for March Madness. Yeah, definitely a solid win for the Kraken yesterday. Joey DeCord, I see you. Again, it's been a very tumultuous, kind of a depressing season for the Kraken and the Blazers for me. And again, they don't win that often, but when they do, it's definitely a celebration. Let's go, baby. Potential starters, KJ Adams, Hunter Dickinson, Zeke Mayo, DeJuan Harris, and Shaquille Moore. For Iowa State, Joshua Jefferson, Milan Motsalovic, Deshaun Jackson, Tamin Lipsy, and Keyshawn Gilbert. Let's go. And they have Iowa State heavily favored in this particular matchup right now, at least on the Vegas line, 5.5, and on Matchup Predictor through ESPN, 63.5% chance for Iowa State to win at home. So we'll see what we get here, and I definitely like to sprinkle in a little bit of Duke, a little bit of Kansas, and since Iowa State is balling out, why not be able to take an opportunity? This is the kind of the best thing that's on as far as today, and then we'll see what we got going on for tomorrow. You watch Iowa State hoops pretty often, or is this going to be one of the first games that you've seen this season? I'm curious to see how they look. I know they pass the ball well. Again, they rebound well. So I'm very interested to kind of see how they match up with Kansas. And obviously 14-1, 4-0 in the Big 12. Iowa State, KU, 12-3, 3-1 in the conference. This one should be good. Here's the tip. And Iowa State with the first possession. Let's go. Let's see what kind of ball movement we got out of the Cyclones here. Jones right away with the bucket. Okay. Nice start there for Curtis Jones. He's going to be balling 17.3 points per game. Harris, Moore, Mayo, Adams, and Dickinson for KU. Dickinson there with the jumper, floater, in and out, no good. Good board from the Cyclones, up 2-0. Little pick and roll. Fade away with the left, no good. Out of bounds. Basketball back to the Cyclones, I believe. Oh, nice. How's work going for you? Three-point attempt. In and out, no good. Nice board by KJ Adams. Corner three. Bang, it's good. See if we get a little pick and roll here from the Cyclones. Yeah, definitely got to keep your eye on Mayo and company. Little pick and roll. Nice pass. Little reverse layup out, in and out, and no good. Kansas with the fast break, tipped out of bounds. And that's coming back to KU. Oh, good. I know you've been looking for, opportunities, whatever's going to be a good fit for you. All right. Jayhawks with a little pick and roll. Stolen by the Cyclones. 2-on-2 fast break. Nice layup is good. Lay down, Paisley. Lay down over here. Lay down, honey. Paisley Pup joining the room. Dickinson, baseline. Oh my God, easy layup miss, no good. Travel. There we go. Travel call turned over. Lots of aggression on both sides so far. 4-3 Cyclones. Playing a little bit of zone there. See if they end up doing a little pick and roll with Dickinson. That's kind of their go-to. Pump fake. Down low to Dickinson, and that is a turnover. Great defense there by the Cyclones. Pick and roll at the top of the key for the Cyclones. Jumper, in and out, no good. Dickinson with the rebound. Yeah, Joshua Jefferson needs to get going. Little reach-in foul. Not a whole lot to do, for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Usually I'm used to doing Mariners every day, or, we got NFL or college football, and so at this point where football's kind of winding down, we're going to have to transition into filler streams, whether we do freestyle streams, food streams, NBA, college hoops, or NHL. And, it just kind of depends on, what we got going on, if there's an event that's worth doing. But I wouldn't mind doing some freestyle streams or some, food streams at some point or another. just for us to be able to get together for a couple hours and hang out on the daily. Good steal there by Cyclones. Still 4-3 Iowa State. Jumper off the glass is good. 6-5 Cyclones. Jumper. In and out, no good. Jefferson with that nice board. Pick and roll, poked away. Oh, good pass. Stolen. Pick and roll. KU needs to move the basketball a little bit more. There we go. Good pass down low. Nice play to Dickinson there. Yeah, not really a whole lot. Like I said, we got wrestling for Monday Night Raw on Mondays. We got the Natty on Monday. We'll do Monday Night Raw on Netflix, week number 3. And the first 2 weeks on WWE has been very good. Jumper, no good. But I feel that, I can't wait for, NASCAR to be back in February, and then we'll have March Madness. But things will get back to more of a regular schedule for me once we get to April, where I can do Mariners every day. Foul on the Cyclones, I believe Gilbert there. We got a TV timeout. 6-5 Iowa State. Good start for them. Here playing at home. Daniel in the building. What's good? Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. And a lot of times, even if we end up doing an event, regardless if it's college hoops or NBA or NHL, again, it's not going to be the only thing that we're going to go over. I don't mind, going over anything that's going on in the sport wrestling world or, news that's global. We can go over that. And then at one point or another, we'll get some photos at halftime. And then once we end up going into, obviously, post game, we can always do food or anything that we're looking at that particular time as well. But, I was trying to think of what to possibly do for tomorrow and Friday. There isn't really a whole lot going on. So freestyle streams are kind of hit or miss as well. Kind of just depends on who's going to show up and hang out with us. Dickinson and Mayo covering the points there for Kansas. And then you got Lipsy, Jones, and then Jackson off the bench with the buckets there for Iowa State. All right, let me take a look at and see what's on tap for tomorrow. Well, the Kraken play the Jets tomorrow at 5, so maybe we'll do that tomorrow. I haven't done a Kraken matchup in 2025 yet, so not the most ideal matchup for us. Obviously, they are very good this year, and Winnipeg and Seattle not so much. So I can only assume how that game will probably play out, but that would give us something to do. Obviously for tomorrow. Take a look at the NBA slate. If there's anything worth doing. Clippers and Blazers, but they play at 7 p.m., so I can kind of watch that on my free time. And then let's take a look at Friday. Friday, you got the Penguins and the Sabres, Golden Knights and the Hurricanes. Let's take a look at the NBA on Friday. Magic and Celtics, T-Wolves, Knicks, Nuggets, Heat. Nothing too crazy going on that particular day. Grizzlies, Spurs at 6:30. Yeah, I don't think a lot of people, are going to be into college hoops until we really get into March. I mean, unless you're a diehard, Duke, North Carolina, Kentucky fan from, back in the day, and it's something that you're super passionate about. But, the NBA game right now is terrible. So I feel that has, something to do with it as well. Like basketball in general isn't really that great. But if you are going to watch, you're definitely going to get, more entertained if you watch college, men's and women's. And then once it gets into the tourney, then obviously it gets exciting because you fill out a bracket. You try to win your, bracket for the money or for the respect, and then every game means something. So obviously there'll be more attention at that particular time. So Dickinson there with the defensive rebound. Little jumper is good. Mayo with the turnover. 7-6. Jayhawks. Yeah, it just depends on, and again, we'll have some people that will come through, but, even though it might be something that I might like, again, that doesn't necessarily mean that the, people on the channel are, going to appreciate it and whatnot. So, like, honestly, if I had my choice, I would just do like freestyle streams, or we just do, photos of whatever we want to be talking about at that time, going over football and food. If that would be my preference, but again, once we do that, then we'll see what the turnout is and kind of go from there. But going over football and food would probably be my preference. But again, we'll have to kind of wait and see, and then it'll be kind of trial and error. Turnover by the Jayhawks. Little arid pass towards the baseline. Bill Self can't believe it. 4 turnovers for KU already. Cyclones down low. Double team by KU. Corner 3. In and out, no good. Jayhawks with the rebound. Pretty low scoring matchup. I mean, both of these teams highly ranked. 9 for KU, 2 for Iowa State. But they really haven't been able to get into any rhythm just yet. Corner 3, no good. And the Jayhawks turn it over. All right, Cyclones, let's go. Yeah, at least on the college game, it's not threes on every possession and no defense. And that's another reason why I kind of lean towards, high-profiled, ranked college matchups, even though it might not be a popular thing, compared to maybe some people that would rather watch the NBA. But, after watching NBA games, I mean, it's rough, man. Down low and fouled, trying to go for the and one. Joshua Jefferson to the line. Free throw is good. Second free throw is good. Oh, double pick and roll there for KU. Foul. Oh, wow. They say timeout KU, but that looked like a travel to me. And now we're going into a commercial break, still knotted up. A low-scoring affair, 7-7. Yeah, but maybe Kraken tomorrow. And then we'll see what, I decide to do on Friday. If we do like a freestyle stream for football and food and whatnot, see what kind of turnout we get. And it's not like we have to go for that long. Captain in the building, what's good? Cavs and Thunder. you gonna, if I do Cavs and Thunder, you gonna, if I do that stream tomorrow, you gonna watch it here with me? I mean, I usually don't do too much NBA and whatnot, but again, it's like I'm just trying to be able to do some, filler streams. I just can't, I got bills to pay, and when there's nothing really high profile to do, I can't take 4 days off in the week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and just wait for the NFL playoff games on Saturday and Sunday and the Natty on Monday with Monday Night Raw. But what's good, Captain? And obviously I know college hoops isn't going to be everyone's thing, but it gives me an opportunity to kind of, get a little bit of research done before March Madness and see how these teams look. A little floater there by KU. 11-9, low-scoring affair so far for the Jayhawks. But, again, I know the Kraken are going to get their ass kicked more than likely tomorrow. And, again, when I tried doing a couple, live streams of the Kraken, around like November, December, the turnout really wasn't that good. So, I figured, I'm not sure really what the NBA turnout would be either. But, I mean, even if it's just you and me and a couple others and we can enjoy that matchup, because I was going to do Duke yesterday, and then I was thinking about maybe doing the Blazers, but I just didn't really have a good feeling about either one. It's like that's really more, the Duke matchup was against Miami. I knew there was going to be a big win by Cooper Flagg and company. I knew the Blazers would have a chance, but they ended up getting their ass kicked in the fourth, and they lost to the Nets, which is pitiful. So I might enjoy the Blazers, but I don't think really anyone else will, because they're such a shitty team. So it's hard to watch shitty teams. Especially if those shitty teams are your favorite teams. Like, it's hard enough for me to watch the Kraken, even though they did get a dub yesterday, and the Blazers are kind of on the same level. They're both like bottom 5 teams. It's rough. Obviously the Ducks is over. Buccaneer season is over for me. So, really all I got now is looking forward to the Mariners. So, but, I can get into OKC and the Cavs. Cavs obviously being the best team in the NBA, obviously record-wise, and, at 34-5, and then OKC being the best team in the East or the West, 33-6, and they played each other, a few days back and whatnot. So maybe OKC and the Cavaliers. I mean, it's the two best teams in the NBA, right? So I don't really know what the turnout would be. For the randoms that normally don't come here, but again, we can try out. If we get some decent results, then maybe I'll do a little bit more NBA depending on the matchup. But it's not like I'm unfamiliar, with the NBA and college hoops. It's just kind of a, do I want to do this or not? And then, at some point I would love to be able to do like food and football, or just, where we talk about football and, put up, photos of our favorite players and whatnot, past and present, and then food as well. At some point I would just like to do food by itself if we could ever get enough people to come through, where we just do an hour to 2 hour stream of just food. And, we go over, the best HD 4K photos of that. But, we have to kind of trial and error and see how it kind of goes. So. Yeah, I'm waiting for baseball. I know we've been signing a bunch of jobber players in the last week or so. Nothing really too crazy to get excited about. Today is Blake Hunt, from the Orioles, cash considerations, but we just been getting a lot of garbage guys. I don't know, no one to really get excited about based off the 3 signings so far. And then we got the international signees today, and they have a list of those guys as well. So. Oh, yeah, I always do the NFL draft. I do day 1 and day 2, and there has been times where I've even done day 3, but typically I just do day 1 and day 2. So, I always try to make sure I fill in every day with, the best event that's going on. Curtis Jones with the made 3 right there for Iowa State, 12-11 Cyclones. But again, sometimes it's just going to be something to have in the background just to watch, or I can call, and then we can just have an hour to 2 hours where we can hang out with the regulars and the newbies, and and then kind of go from there. But the cool thing is when I do streams like this, I can end up with a button click, we can go from the normal view, but then there's no scoreboard. So obviously to have the scoreboard, even though this would look better, you're always going to get people that, want the scoreboard. So that's why I typically go here or go here, but I'm always going to mix it up and make it fun for you guys as well as myself. Foul there on Watson. Yeah, but it's either the Kraken and the Winnipeg Jets tomorrow, or the Cavs and the Thunder. And we haven't done an NBA game on the channel yet in 2025, so maybe that'll be the first one that we do if we do that tomorrow. I mean, as long as I know that you're going to be here, and hopefully we'll have a good chance to get some likes, some subs, and you never know who's going to come through to support on the Dono train. But again, we'll see how it goes. But I'm thinking that's what we'll do. Mayo with that jumper made. 15-13 Cyclones. And plus, I would like to do streams a little bit earlier in the day if possible too. 4, 5, 6 o'clock rather than doing like a 7 o'clock stream. Because when we do 7 o'clock streams, it's 9 o'clock in the Midwest and 10 on the East Coast. So depending on the event, it might be pretty light. So. Big three by Jones. Big three by Jones. Foul on Hunter Dickinson. Mayo trying to quiet the crowd there a little bit. 15-13 Cyclones. About halfway through here the first half. A little bit lower scoring than what I was anticipating, but again, pretty good defense by both teams, and they're both trying to fill each other out in this Big 12 affair. Oh, nice block there by KU. Jackson with the made free throw. But I'm definitely looking forward to baseball, and the reason I love baseball too is that there's games every day, so I don't have to look to see what's going on the NHL or the NBA or the college hoops. It's pretty much Mariners every single day, and I can't wait for April to go, to come here soon enough. So I mean, I might even do some spring training games, because I'm itching, man. And normally I'm not really itching for baseball this early, when the NFL and college football seasons are still going, but. I think it's just a love for baseball that I have, as well as NASCAR. It's like, I just want to be able to watch, and, we got to wait a few months and just try to find some filler stream content. All right, sounds good. Yeah, but spring training, even for baseball, doesn't start until like March roughly. So, for this half of January and February, besides the NFL and, the Natty on Monday, we have Monday Night Raw. And, I just don't want to be able to take too many days off when I have like bills to pay, But I got to be definitely strategic with everything that I do. Thank you, Captain. I appreciate you very much. $5 holla. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks, little Cactus Jack, bang, bang. And, the regulars realize that, even if they're not into college hoops, you can come and hang out, and talk about whatever's going on in your life or whatever's going on in the news or sports and wrestling wise. Doesn't even have to be college hoops related. Man, he hit the deck hard there. KJ Adams. What do you want to do for photos, my guy? We're at 5:95 to go. And every dollar matters. Jackson with the made dunk, assisted by Jefferson. 18-15 Cyclones. Griffin with a jumper right back for KU. Back and forth now. Now we're starting to get into, I feel like they're feeling each other out now, and it seems like the scoring was going to be a little bit more higher pace now. Jackson with a dunk. And back-to-back dunks for Jackson? Oh, my. Yes. I've been following all of the 3 signings that we have, Solano and everything that we've been getting as of late. Nothing really to get excited about so far. Cal Raleigh, good choice. Woo! So we got on the 13th, we got third baseman Donovan Solano from the Padres, and then we got Miles Mastrobuoni from the Cubs, shortstop, and then Blake Hunt today for cash catcher. You know, kind of lame signings if you ask me, but again, that's the Mariners for you. You know, they're not really going after high-profile names. They always try to get like value players, you know, where they have good stats and they try to get them for dirt cheap, but that doesn't mean that they're going to have good chemistry with the Mariners. Cal, I got you. I did get a chance to see the new bobbleheads that are going to be debuted for the Mariners. I can send you the photo or the article. They're on Twitter/X. I'm not sure if you use your account, Captain, and whatnot, but I don't know if you got a chance to see it. But they released the photos of the Cal bobble, the Julio bobble, and then they did a Randy Arozarena bobble, which I think they should have done one of the pitchers instead. You know, instead not Luis Castillo, but if they would have done, you know, Bryce Miller or Brian Wu, that would have been a cool one. You know, but I would have rather had Victor Robles as a bobblehead rather than Randy. But again, the games are on, I think, during the week, so I probably won't be able to go and get it. But I'll probably end up buying on eBay the Julio and the Cal. But if you want to see pictures of what they look like, I can send you what they've debuted today. 22-17 Cyclones. Yeah, we need, I mean, after our kind of rough, you know, with the, you know, the Hawks and with the Huskies and my Ducks and the Bucks, yeah, it's like we're kind of getting to a point now where it's like, fuck, man. You know, we want to make sure that we have at least something to look forward to. But again, Mariner fans are going to be so passionate and loyal that even if we end up missing it again, I mean, we're still going to be excited, you know, about the season no matter what. We just have to pray that we overachieve with little help, you know, from management. So that's big facts. But you love Cal, I love Cal, and again, let's see if I can. Let me see. Do you check? Let me see here. Did you see him? Yeah. Here, I'll send it to you. All right, I just sent it to you on your Twitter/X, even though you've probably seen it, but it's got all three of them together in a photo, which is kind of cool. You know, and it's kind of crazy that they didn't, you know, towards like all-star voting, they didn't even want to say he was a top 10 catcher. And then at the end of the year, you know, he's the best catcher in baseball. You know, they hate on him just because we're, you know, a bad team. We're not a good team, but again, more playoff appearances, then you know, he'll get more pub and recognition. But honestly, even though as popular as Adley Rutschman is, and you know, you got Will Smith on the Dodgers, and there's a few other guys, JT Realmuto from like the Phillies, I wouldn't want anyone other than Cal. You know, I feel with his leadership and his hitting and home run ability, like I wouldn't want anyone, even if we had a choice to get anybody. I would rather have Cal at catcher than anybody in baseball right now. Like, I feel he's the best, and he's only going to get better and better. And then if he can get that batting average up to 250 to 300, then no one can complain and bitch and moan, because that's really the only stat that's low for him. Everything else, like the hits, the home runs, you know, the best defensive catcher, you know, the leadership, no one is on that level to me. Nice little jumper there. 24-19 Cyclones. But we definitely need the playoffs this year for sure. But I don't think I've ever wanted baseball to start off as badly as right now. You know, like all our teams are eliminated, you know, and then if I have a chance to watch the other teams that I follow, they both suck. You know, then the Blazers and the Kraken, they're both bottom 5. And yeah, I mean, they're going to win a little bit here and there, but it's like, probably better if they keep losing so they can get a high draft pick and hopefully get a right, you know, quality player to make the team better. But like I was watching the game last night with the Blazers, and I was thinking, oh God, the Nets are terrible. We're terrible. We should be able to win this one at home. But of course not. In the fourth quarter, it just seems like everyone that plays the Blazers always makes every fucking shot. And the defense is bad for the Blazers too. Same thing with the Kraken. And if you can't play defense, kind of hard to keep up with the mid teams as well as the good teams and the elite teams. So we'll do Cavs and OKC tomorrow, and then on Friday maybe we'll do a football and food stream where we'll just discuss the NFL playoffs coming up on the weekend, and, going over the matchups. And then we just go over, photos of our favorite football players, past and present, as well as food. So I'm thinking maybe that's what we'll do on Friday, kind of do a preview of the playoff matchups and, go over that. That'll give us something to do for an hour to 2 hours. And then we got Saturday, a couple playoff games, Sunday, a couple playoff games. I haven't really decided yet if I'm going to do both. Or if I'm just going to do one on each day. Kind of depends on Paisley, if I'm being honest, because I got to take care of her. So I'm thinking probably Commanders and Chiefs, for Saturday, and I'll just watch Texans and Chiefs with, my, Paisley pup. And that's at 1:30. Commanders and Lions is on at 5. And then Rams and Eagles is on at noon. Ravens, Bills at 3:30. So I would rather go for the good matchups. Commanders, Lions on Saturday. Ravens, Bills on Sunday. But again, if I have extra time to make the thumbnails and Paisley's doing okay, I might end up doing both streams on both days, or maybe 2 streams on one of the days and then one on the other. And then obviously we got the Natty, the Ohio State Buckeyes going against the Notre Dame Fighting Irish on Monday, and that'll also be Netflix WWE Monday Night Raw week number 3, and we'll do coverage on both of those, the Natty and Monday Night Raw. But again, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, it's like when I'm looking on my phone, thinking of potential things to do, not necessarily the most exciting things, but again, I just can't sit here and do nothing for 4 days straight. I got to be able to figure something to do. So you're learning French. Are you doing like Rosetta Stone, but for like the French version? Oh, Duolingo. Nice. 24-19 Cyclones. Curtis Jones and Deshaun Jackson with 21 points, 9 for 10. My goodness. But this is really what we want right here. We want baseball back, baby. I can't wait. Mitchin. Yeah, unfortunately, with NASCAR stuff, it would have to be the races only. We don't have enough people that care about NASCAR enough to do something like that, at least at this point. So for me, it's usually just doing races on Sunday. And then we started off from there, and then hopefully build back some of the following that I had from a couple years ago, because I did NASCAR for 2-3 years in a row. Took last year off just based off some of the results. Because again, if I'm going to spend a lot of time making a thumbnail and put in my blood, sweat, and tears for prep, and then getting barely anybody to show up or minimal likes or subs or donos, there comes to a point where you just have to let it go and try to do something else. And I never wanted to stop doing NASCAR streams, but again, I got to have enough people in the room and enough support to keep me doing them. If there's another event that I can do where, I can end up making, more money and getting more subs and more views, then I have to look out for my bottom line too. So, for some people, this is just for fun, but for me, this is my life. So. Yeah, Sarah will watch, and a few others and whatnot. But again, it's like, I just got to start off with the Daytona 500 and go from there. And I'll have photos of all the drivers, so the prep is a little bit longer and whatnot. Usually takes a little bit of time, but I don't know. I enjoy it. And again, the only shitty thing about NASCAR streams, free throw is good, is that when they have those rain delays, when you end up starting a race, you have a bunch of cautions, and then the rain comes out, and and there's been streams where I thought, hey, we might only be doing this for like 2-3 hours, and it ends up being like an 8-hour stream. So that's a little bit too long for me. So free throw is good. 26-21 Cyclones. Nice steal there. Push. All right, last 5 minutes to go here before the first half is up. 26-21, Iowa State got the lead. No foul call there. Adams again. Super aggressive, no call there. Shot off the glass is no good. And then we got a shot clock issue. Kansas timeout, 29-21, Cyclones. Yeah, they need to get Zeke Mayo going. Keyshawn Gilbert. Cyclone fans loving it. Oh, Dairy Queen. I feel like thumbnail turned out great. I wasn't able to get a lot of player images on some of the other Duke streams that I was doing, like Cooper Flag and whatnot. So this one took a little bit of time, but it turned out pretty damn well. Oh, Texans and Chiefs. Football is going to be fun this weekend on Saturday and Sunday. Yeah, it's probably the best college basketball thumbnail I've made up to this point, just because getting player images for the college players is a lot harder. You always try to be able to, find images where, they have like a colored background or like a promo, photo, which are easier to kind of crop and to be able to, use as a player image. Because just because you get a photo doesn't mean it's going to convert. Sometimes I have to go through like 20, 30 photos for it to convert properly. So Harris with the made three, 29-24 Cyclones. But, again, I know not everyone's going to like college hoops. So if that means that instead of doing a lot of NBA or college hoops or NHL, we just do, like freestyle streams with football and food. If we can get more people to come through and enjoy those type of streams, then I might have to go that road. But we have to kind of, do those first and see what the turnout will be. So, and then I can always watch whatever game that's going on in the background. So. Less than 4 minutes to go before halftime. Mayo kicks it out. Corner three. No good. In and out. Jayhawks with the rebound. Another three is good. There you go. See what the Cyclones could do. And another reason that I like to do a little bit of college hoops before March Madness, not a lot, just to get a gauge of the good teams. So that way when the brackets come out, I can give some good advice. What a block off the glass. Wow, Cyclones getting the crowd into it. 4-on-1 travel. But it's just nice to, evaluate some of these players because let's be honest, not everyone watches, college hoops or the NBA like maybe they used to. So, honestly, the only time I usually will tune in to NHL or NBA or college hoops if there's nothing else on, and then I'm kind of forced to. So. You think someone's going to get upset this weekend? Well, we already know the Chiefs are going to beat the Texans 100%. The Lions will beat the Commanders, and Bills are going to beat the Ravens at home. So, what's your prediction? The Rams are going to win in Philly in the cold weather, because that would be the only team that would probably have a chance to win. Maybe the Commanders might, be able to make it a little bit more interesting. Commandos and Rams probably have the best shot. Obviously, Ravens have a really, really good shot, the best shot. But again, I just don't see them winning on the road. Amber in the building. What's good? Well, I'm glad you're here. A lot of times for me when, I'm trying to do filler streams, I got to get input from you guys and whatnot. But, if I can just do food and football and do that instead of doing anything college basketball, NBA, NHL, I would rather go that route. So sounds like we're probably going to do, the Cavs and OKC maybe tomorrow for the first NBA stream, on the channel possibly. And then maybe on Friday we do football and food and kind of do a little preview of the games over the weekend, and then look at some food photos and some of our favorite players, past and present, do photos of those. Well, I'm sorry you're having a rough day. Hopefully things will get a little bit better. I was going to do Duke and Miami or the Blazers and the Nets yesterday, but I just didn't think either one of those was worth a stream, and, spend time with Paisley instead. But again, I'm not a lazy person, so it's I hate fucking taking days off. I like staying in a rhythm and continually, I like to grind every day if possible. And if I'm going to take a day off, one day off a week is good enough for me. Once it ends up being more than that, I feel I don't know. I don't feel, good about it, especially when I have bills and shit that I need to pay. So. You got anything photo-wise you want me to throw up for you to make you feel better? It can be anything. It can be food-related. It can be, Saints-related. It can be, anything that you want. Sarah in the building. What's good? It's 29-24 Cyclones. It's been definitely back and forth. Tomorrow, it's either going to be Winnipeg Jets versus the Seattle Kraken, but I don't really feel like doing really hockey streams yet. I feel it's a little too early. And again, I tried a couple of them, in 2024, and we didn't get enough support for me to do them again. That's why I stopped. And then, so it's pretty much like college hoops, NBA, or, I would rather do freestyle streams, or either just food or football and food, or just football. But, I just think doing those type of streams are usually going to be the best. So. All right. I thought I actually did something to my equipment there. And we're at 5:95 to go. Yeah. And plus, when you end up having this kind of filler content, it's not as important to get every single maneuver, every single play. It's just kind of, something in the background that we can watch and we can kind of hang out and talk and whatnot. So But again, we can always go the small route. We can go the bigger route, and then obviously, if I could find a way to do this is the best view, with me bigger, with the dunk in the background, right? But obviously, no scoreboard for the people that love to bitch and complain what the score is, and they even do it when the scoreboard is above. Like, what's the score? Like, the whole point of having the page is that the scoreboard's at the top, but I always find it kind of amusing and hilarious when people say, what's the score, when it's like on the screen itself. But I mean, again, if I had it like we used to, what's the score? Okay, yeah, I would want to know what the score is too. But when it's like this, I mean, or our traditional look, it's right there. So Amber with a 3-er. I appreciate you. Amber's having a bad day, but even with that being said, still trying to support, and I appreciate that. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks, little cactus jack, bang, bang. And again, it's not, and I get it, not everyone is going to be into college hoops, and sometimes I just got to find something to fucking do, when I don't have Mariners or NFL or college football to do. And, I don't like having to, just dig around for something, but once we start doing freestyle streams, if those end up, getting some decent results, and we'll just do those instead. And then I can always watch whatever NBA, NHL, or college game in the background, and we don't have to do a necessary stream for it. Ooh, big 3 in the corner. This is the closest that Kansas has been. Big 3 by Griffin there. 32-30. We're at 8:92 to go. Amber, what do you want to do for photos? You got something in mind? I got you. It could be whatever you want. I got you. But I like this photo. I thought this was a pretty sweet one. Considering I couldn't really find anything else that was worthy of a photo to do. So. Yeah, the only thing with doing like the Cavs and the Thunder, since we haven't done any NBA games, it's like I don't really know what the turnout would be with that. Maybe we just do freestyle streams tomorrow and the next day, but I'll be watching that Thunder and Cavalier game with you tomorrow. Maybe I'll just have that on in the background, but maybe we won't label the stream that, and maybe we'll get a few more people to come through. So. Amber, let me know what you want to do photo-wise, and I got you. We're going to be here at halftime in a second, and then I can just do photos for y'all. Gilbert out of bounds. Cyclones up by 4, and it's been pretty much all Cyclones, for this whole first half. Dickinson got into foul trouble, so you haven't really been able to see him impose his will. How's the weather been where all you guys are at? Luckily, we stopped a little bit with that rain, so it's not been too crazy. Obviously, I don't have to worry about any of like the wildfires there south of me in California, thank God. So me and Paisley have been spending some good time with each other and going on some extra long walks and whatnot. Catching up on shows. Finished the season finale of Skeleton Crew, which is a lot better than The Acolyte, which didn't get renewed for season 2. I didn't think that was very good. And obviously Skeleton Crew for Disney Plus for Star Wars, it's a little bit more for kids. It's like more kid related with Jude Law as like the main character and a bunch of kids. But they did a really good job. I thought it was a fun watch. It's not as good as like The Mandalorian or a lot of the others that they did previously, but it is what it is. And, for Star Wars content, I enjoyed it. So. $20.25 Elantra. Okay, I got you. All right, we're almost here at halftime. And now we are 40-30 Cyclones. What a strong finish by the Cyclones there. All right, let's get some photos up. Wow. I mean, this was like a 1-2 3-point game until right there at the end, and the Cyclones imposing their will. Nice job. I know fucking Cole and a lot of Iowa State fans and people that live in that general area are definitely excited. 2025 Elantra. Do you have a particular color? What's your favorite color of the car? Let's see what I can come up with visuals here. Looks like it starts at $23,025. It's got a unique front end there. Jones, 20 points out of the 40 total. Curtis Jones. I knew he was going to be good here tonight. Obviously, we got him on the thumb and whatnot. But 20 points out of the 40, my goodness. Racing blue. Ooh, I think I see the one you're talking about. I like that color. Instead of NCAA basketball in the corner, how about your car? Boom. Oh, damn. 201? Yeah, anytime you get different shades of blue, you know, like it kind of reminds you of like those Honda Civic SIs from, you know, the late 90s, early 2000s, or, you know, any car that has that kind of tint to it. Let's take a look at the 2022 with different wheels. Let's see what this one looks like from a couple years ago. So this is 2025. This is 2025. And then obviously similar color, but different, you know, front end, different wheels, obviously, making it look a little bit more stylish there. Damn, almost 300, 276. Wow. Sarah with $1. Appreciate you. Every dollar counts. Appreciate it too, because, you know, anytime we have like filler type of streams, we got to do what we got to do and make the best of it. Ooh, look at this one. This one is a India turbocharged version. Look at the color on this other one I'm about to pull up. This is kind of a cool color. I mean, this blue is a very sexy blue, and it pops and it looks really nice. Look at this one. I like this one too. This one gives you that, obviously that dark ocean vibe. But look at this one. This one's like kind of seafoam vibe. Look at that. This one is they're an India exclusive. Oh my. And now we got like a racing version. Look at this one. Sarah with $1. Cole with $1. Appreciate you. That's why I like doing like freestyle streams and doing stuff, that way we can kind of get an idea of what people like. And if I can make, people feel, better on how their day is going and whatnot, that we can end up doing something like that. All right. What do you want, Sarah? What do you want, Cole? Let's see what we got here. She said Bentley. That's a lot of money. But this type of blue, always pops for sure. That was more like ocean blue, and that was more like a sky blue. Got you. I mean, every color looks good, whether it's white or gray or black, but for me, like there's certain colors that pop, and, I live in Oregon. I love green apple and I love the duck. So obviously if I was super rich, I probably would be leaning more something like this, where you get something that's more of like a forest green. I mean, I like bright colors with the blues and whatnot. And, I always like white and gray and black as well. But sometimes, getting something that's a little bit different, that pops a little bit. But I don't really like yellow as much, because I think that one's like yellow and red kind of are like too bright. Some red cars look nice and whatnot, but, I kind of like colors that aren't used as often, and those ones kind of pop. And I don't know, yellow is just too yellow. Obviously red is red, but I'm not really a red car kind of guy, red truck kind of guy, but I like the color of the green. I appreciate you. Let's see what we got, a blue Bentley. Let's see what the blue one looks like. This particular one here is like in Europe or something. It's like 210 grand, something like that, for that model. But red does pop, it's just, I don't know. I feel like certain colors are, everyone has a different type of personality on what suits them and whatnot. This is probably my favorite color out of any of the Bentley ones I've seen so far, though. Even over the green, I like this one right here. This is kind of my personality. The green is my personality. This is my personality, but also I like a little flashy, but unique. I like this right here. That's a fire color. Yeah, milky gray is nice too. All right, so you want a Ferrari Daytona SP3? I don't even know what that looks like, but I'll find out real quick. Oh, wow, look at this thing. Jeez. 2022 Ferrari Daytona SP3. This thing is wicked. I mean, this is going to be like luxury, right, and whatnot. And then obviously everyone's going to have their colors on the vehicles that they like. Shit, I could do a stream by just looking at cars all day too. Like I said, it's just we want to make sure that we're taking advantage of the ability to pull up everything HD 4K that is awesome. Oh my, look at that. Holy moly. Photos are really where it's at. It can definitely oh my God, this thing is insane. But again, it definitely can show your personality and whatnot. But again, when you end up getting nice HD 4K photos, I'm not really sure if there's anything, there's like, TV shows, movies, songs, but when you get a good visual of something, again, there's not really anyone doing it besides me. And if someone does, obviously they stole the idea from me and whatnot. But I like being able to make you guys happy and whatnot. And I like to be able to learn about what you guys like and don't like. And oh my God, look at that. Jesus. What a fire vehicle there. Look at the aerodynamics on it. Unbelievable. What a wicked vehicle. But then also we got to have the doors up like we're rappers, right? Or we're like celebrities, so we can see like what it really looks like really, really looks like. Suicide doors up. Oh my. Like I said, red is not really the color for me, but golly. That's a work of art right there. My God. Yeah. And the Lambos and Ferraris have always been incredible, even when we were young, and obviously even to this day. Wow. Oh, Aston Martin. Oh, wow. Look at this thing. Oh gosh, it's like the Batmobile. I mean, I used to subscribe to Super Street and a bunch of magazines, Car and Driver, Super Street, and a bunch of those car magazines back when the Fast and the Furious, trend and whatnot. So, man, it's definitely bringing me back memories. And I would always like to go through like the fan pages of them, showing their particular car, and you get to see the inside, the outside, the interior, the stereo, everything. Wow. Yeah. I don't even know what that looks like. Oh my. What got you into cars? You got a family member that got you into it, like a brother or a cousin, or is this something just from yourself and your friends and whatnot? Like what gave you the inspiration to kind of get into the car game? I mean, that's better than any basketball shot that I can see in this game. Very cool. And we haven't had cars on the channel in a minute. I mean, when we do freestyle streams, sometimes, we'll get people's favorite cars, dream cars or a car that they want to buy and whatnot. But it's been a minute. And like I said, it's never a bad moment for me. Like I'm always a car guy myself. So very cool. All right, we're back here into the second half for the couple people on planet Earth that actually are watching this game. 40-30 Cyclones. I figured. Nice. My ESP is pretty good, and I figured that's what it was. Not that, a female can't just love cars and want to explore cars on a deeper level, but a lot of times, guy or girl, you usually get some kind of influence from like a family member or a cousin that you spend time with, and they kind of put you on to the car game, and then it's up to you to take it to that next level if you have interest in that particular subject and whatnot. 42-30 Cyclone. We're at 10:90 to go. I gotta go check up on Paisley here in a second. I heard her whining. She needs to eat her lunch still. Yeah, but anytime you end up having a rough day or whatnot, regardless of what I'm doing, basketball, baseball, hockey, football, freestyle stream, food, you come through, and I'll take care of you and try to make your day a little bit better. So that goes for everyone. Jumper in the corner is no good. I feel that this one might end up being a blowout. Like Kansas is trying to hang on by a thread, but it feels like they're pretty out of their element in this matchup. I mean, unless Dickinson can play the whole second half, but that's the big reason why that the lead got so big is they don't have any big man presence down low, and usually Kansas has good power forwards and centers, and if they get in foul trouble, I mean, that's it for them. Dickinson, there you go. Nice pass from Harris to Dickinson. I see you. fadeaway jumper. In and out, no good. Jayhawks with the rebound. Ooh, backdoor cut. Double team there by the Cyclones. Good ball movement. Good pass. And then reach and foul by the Cyclones. Is it Auburn? I don't know. Someone needs to look that up, but good. I like I said, I will always make sure I go out of my way to make sure people are, in a better place than where you were before you entered the stream. I'll always make sure that, we can, again, and it's like, again, if we're not doing wrestling or football or baseball where it's like, this is just like filler stream content, then again, it's not going to be so essential to call, every single dribble, every single pick and roll. Like we can just kind of hang out, but this is just like what we're doing. So, because let's be honest, like how many people really care about this game? Like, there's a few people that might be diehard Kansas and Iowa State fans, but at this point, we're not in March Madness yet. Again, when everything means something, so just kind of something to do. Deep three is good. Oh, Mayo with the three. Auburn. Okay, I took a guess. I figured they were number one still. So, I'm not going to watch every single top 25 matchup in the men's and women's and college hoops, but I still try to keep up on, what's going on. Same thing with the NBA. Nice pass. And a missed dunk by the Cyclones. Wow. But that makes me feel better. Plus, I'm glad that you recommended with the cars too, because again, not only is it something that makes you feel good, there's going to be other people in the room that are going to enjoy the HD 4K photos as well. Not just myself, but the others also. So, 42-37 Cyclones. Now, good comeback from Kansas. And again, once Dickinson goes to the bench, then the lead will expand. But as long as he can play as much as possible, the game will be somewhat close. But girl, you want to lay down? Oh, KJ Adams is hurt. Did you eat your dinner yet? Your lunch? You need to eat, honey. All right, I got to go take care of Paisley here 1 second while we have this injury by KJ Adams. Give me 1 second, and I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. So KJ Adams to the locker room. That's not good. This one, I feel this view is a little bit too small. I mean, I like it because it's like compact in the corner and whatnot, but and then obviously if I could implement the scoreboard on here above, but technology, you got to love it. Being able to change the angles on the fly. Little backdoor cut. Stolen there by the Cyclones. Moore with the jumper, 42-39 Cyclones. This was actually starting to become a game now after Iowa State was up by 10 at half. It's good to get a little refresher, before we get into March Madness, so that way, I can kind of give some good advice. And if I fill out a bracket, I can be like, yeah, I actually did watch a few games of, because you got to think a majority of people that fill out a bracket don't watch any. They just, randomly pick. Or if they have an idea, or maybe they watch a couple games here and there, but I don't really feel there's a lot of people on planet Earth that watch college games on the regular. I mean, unless you're like a diehard or you go to college there, and whatnot. But I feel like the NBA and the college hoops game, it's not really what it used to be. I mean, we're already in the middle of January, and then obviously we'll have Monday Night Raw. On Mondays, we have the PLEs once a month, and there'll be some, NHL or NBA, I would assume at some point. But again, I would rather just do like a freestyle stream with football and food. And then, then we can show cars or whatever. And then whatever game is the game of the night, that'll just be something that I'll have in the background that I can kind of go over here and there, but it doesn't have to be like a priority and whatnot. And if we can get better results by just doing freestyle streams, then maybe we'll start doing those instead of college hoops, NBA, or NHL as far as like the theme of the stream. So 8 more to 20. Yeah, Flag ended up having 42 and broke that Duke record, obviously, a few days back. Then they blew the shit out of Miami. Missed dunk, and it goes in is good. 46-41 Cyclones. We're at 10, 90 to go. I mean, in all honesty, when it's not something that I normally do, NFL or Mariners or college football, I just like to be able to spend time with each other, with whatever we go over, in that 1 to 2 hour period. That's really what it's about. But again, if you're trying to get like newbies and, randoms, they might not understand that concept, but nice reverse layup there for the Cyclones. Kansas down by 5. All right, take care. Don't be a stranger. Come hang out. And then we got playoff football on Saturday and Sunday, and then the Natty on Monday. So even if you're, feeling good, not feeling good, make sure you come hang out, and I'll make sure your day is better than what it was before you came into the stream. So I hope that you have a good rest of your day. I hope you have a great rest of your week, and I look forward to seeing you again and having you educate me on your favorite cars and things that you like. And shout out to your cousin on being able to point you in that direction. Have a great rest of your week. I miss you. And Amber is one of those OGs too from way, way back in the day. It's always good to be able to have that loyalty, for people from back in the reaction video days and, still spending time here on the channel when they can. Dickinson down low, little hook shot in, and 1, baby. Oh my. No problem. Appreciate you. All right, Hunter. Feels like he's going to have a monster, last 12 minutes here if they're going to come back and win this. Backdoor cut. Floater. In and out, no good. Cyclones with the board. Push. They're up by 5. Gilbert with the free throw. And another 48-41 Cyclones. Candace in the building. What's good? Yeah, I mean, that's why I decided to do Duke streams earlier in the year. We've done like 3 or 4 games. Like, that's always going to be my preference, based on the talent that's there. If you have one of the best players in the nation, like a Cooper Flagg, I want to make sure that I'm, getting an idea of like how good he really is. And obviously the Blazers being shitty, that could be someone that the Blazers might get. And, again, I was going to do that game yesterday, but I don't know. I just didn't think it was a good matchup. Miami only had like 4 wins and a billion losses, and Duke ended up winning by 1 billion. So, I mean, we could have done it yesterday, but I mean, I usually want to try to go for like ranked matchups in college, because if we're going to do them, I mean, I guess I could end up doing a Duke versus a non-ranked opponent, but you already know what's going to happen. In and out, no good. Cyclones with the board. STL in the building. What's good? Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 20 within the first hour and a half to 2 hours. And obviously, we're always going to try to hit 100 in the donos on every single stream. Whether we're in the little view, or in the zoomed view, or the preferred view. What's good, Candace? What's good, SPL? Got a commercial break now. 48-41 Cyclones. Oh, Bo Jackson gives up $21 million in a lawsuit versus family. What the heck happened there? And shout out to my boy, Haloti Ngata, my favorite defensive player on the Ducks ever, inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame class of 2025. My boy, Haloti. And it shows you like what type of talent you have to be able to get recognized in that type of respect. So. See if I can find a good Haloti Ngata to pay some homage. Like if there was a Ducks defensive jersey, I almost ended up buying one back in the day, but they're pretty rare. You don't see too many of them out there floating around, and then you'll see a couple on eBay and whatnot, but this is definitely one that I would purchase at some point before I die, for sure. I mean, he definitely put the Ducks on the map with the defense, and gosh, man, look at him, baby-faced. It's the first like big prospect that we had, on the defensive line that actually panned out, won a Super Bowl, and is a Hall of Famer. Not only in the NFL, but college now. And he's definitely so deserving of it, too. He definitely paved the way for many, many others, after him. Go Ducks. That green and that black. Woo! Fire. Fire, fire, fire. Shout out to Haloti Ngata. Oh, I got to do it correct here. Hold on. We can't have the NCAA logo. There we go. We got to do it right? We can't skip corners. We got to make sure we're doing it right. There we go. Little Oregon Ducks there in the corner. My guy, Haloti. Congratulations. College Football Hall of Fame. Should have already been in there years ago. What took him so long? Golly. I mean, it's like the best player we've had on defense in ages. And then we're going to get Ichiro into the Baseball Hall of Fame. He'll be the first ballot Hall of Famer, which will be awesome to be able to celebrate and whatnot. I know they're going to be probably doing like a bobblehead and some other like merch. And if I was rich and didn't have Paisley as a responsibility, I know me and my buddy would probably go up there for 2 or 3 days and go to every game during the Ichiro celebration and whatnot. But kind of coincidentally, I ended up getting a lot of Ichiro merch for Christmas from my dad. I got my very first Ichiro PSA autograph photo frame. I got 50 or 60 different cards of Ichiro over the holidays. Some rookie cards, some graded cards, some non-graded cards, and a phone card and a promo card from Japan. Based on Nissan, and you had to test drive a car back when Ichiro was playing for the Oryx Blue Wave before he came into America on the Mariners. And if you test drove a Nissan in Japan, they would give you the couple of these like promo Ichiro cards. And my dad ended up talking to a guy in Japan, and I got a couple of those over the holidays. They're fucking really cool. 51-43 Cyclones. What's the list? Nata, Strahan, Urban Meyer, Nick Saban, and that's a fucking A. What a list, huh? That's amazing. Dickinson, he needs to play very, very strong here in these last 10 minutes if they're going to have any chance. Yeah, and obviously the Cyclones are a better team this year than Kansas. I mean, Kansas being 9 is a little weird. Normally, Kansas is ranked 1, 2, or 3, right? So to see them ranked 9th is a little odd, and even though they're 3-1 in the Big 12 and whatnot. But it's always cool to be able to see some new teams, get a little love like Auburn and Iowa State. Things are changing, and especially with NBA players, it's usually one and done. So it's like to be able to build a dynasty is a lot harder. Again, guys play like a season and then they're in the NBA or they transfer. So Dickinson with a nice little touch there with the left, 51-45. STL, appreciate you. Oh, my God, 42,000, my boy. Thank you so much for your support. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks, little Cactus Jack, bang, bang. What do you want to do for photos? You want some Cardinal photos? We were talking about baseball earlier because anytime I do college hoops, NBA, or NHL, these are just filler streams. So it's just something to do where we can hang out together, but it's not as important as like a Mariners or an NFL or a wrestling stream where we're uber focused on what's going on. This is just kind of like, well, this is the game that's on tonight, and I'm going to cover it, but not with the same type of intensity if it was like NFL playoff football this weekend. What do you want to do for photos, my guy? We're at 15:85 to go. Now, one thing I am proud of is the thumbnail, though. It's the first time I was able to use player images for college hoops, and I think this one turned out fucking awesome. And we'll definitely do some March Madness on the channel, obviously when the games actually mean something. So I'm a little hesitant to do NBA and NHL just based on, previous results and whatnot. I think I can get better results with the NBA than the NHL. I don't know. The NHL community for like YouTube is not very big. It's pretty small actually. So, and then on top of that, the Kraken are terrible. So it's like, unless we have like the regular people like me or like Cole or Megan and whatnot, but it's like, yeah, and it's like the Blazers and Kraken are not doing my mental health any favors, even though the Kraken did win last night. But, it's like, Blazers are not good. Kraken isn't good. Ducks got eliminated. Bucks got eliminated. I'm ready for Mariner baseball. Aaron Nola from LSU. Good choice, my guy. Wonder if I can find any that'll fit the screen. I don't know. Let's see. Damn, he's young. Oh, that one didn't convert. I'm 0 for 2 now. Not a whole lot of selection with this, but I got to find at least one that'll convert. There we go. Finally. Third one finally converted. There's not a lot, though, to choose from. But I know if I dig, I'll find some more. That one didn't even fit the screen, but that was the closest that I could get based off the first two getting rejected. But let's see. Here we go. I got an interview one. We're at 51-45. Cyclones up by 6 with 9:29 left in the second half. There we go. That's a better one. Oh, wow, I didn't know both Nola brothers were playing together at the same time. Wow, I didn't even know he had a brother. I mean, obviously, if you're an LSU fan, you probably knew that, but wow, you learned something new. Aaron and Austin Nola. Good choice, my guy. Sometimes it might take me a while to be able to find something, but it's always cool when we can find something college related and whatnot. Wow, look at that. Holy moly, look how young he is. Megan in the building. How are you? Good win by the Kraken yesterday. Even though it's been pretty rough. But it's always awesome to be able to get a win, no matter what way. I think that's about it. All the other ones are not on that level. At least we got a couple. Oh, wow, number 2. Yeah, some photos, will convert easily, and then others I got to do, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10, 12. It's almost like getting images for thumbnails. People think, oh, it's so easy. You just grab an image and you put it in the program, and then it automatically makes it outlined. It takes out the background. It doesn't work like that. Like, you grab the photo, you put it into the program, and then you have to expand it. And sometimes it'll get the whole image. Sometimes part of the head is missing. Sometimes part of the arm is missing, or it's distorted. And then you got to, decide, is that good enough? Do you zoom it in, zoom it out, or do you try another photo? And, I try to be a perfectionist and try to get the best ones I can. But, sometimes a thumbnail, you would think, a thumbnail doesn't take that long to make, but sometimes it'll take like an hour just to make one, sometimes even longer than an hour. So a lot of effort goes into it, with not only just the prep before the stream, but also the thumbnail too. Nice pass to Dickinson, rejected. What a block by the Cyclones. We got less than 8 minutes to go here. Number 2, Iowa State up 53-45 against Kansas. And this is probably the lowest ranked I've seen Kansas in a long time. I mean, they're still ninth, which is awesome. But normally we're used to seeing Kansas being number 1 or number 2 or number 3. So, but this is definitely a good Big 12, rivalry, and B3 in and out, no good. Cyclones with the board. But eventually, I'll be determined, and I have to put different tag words, into the search, and then sometimes that'll open up different, options for photos and videos and whatnot. So, I'm resilient. I don't give up easily. Nice pass. Oh, no foul call? 2 Cyclones hit the deck. Finally, a foul gets called. 7:36 left, and we've got a little TV timeout. Cyclones up by 8. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. I don't know how many we are away from getting to 20, but as close as we can get to 20 would be great. And then what are we at, 15? 85 to go? And then early on, we did a few different photos from the game. Hunter Dickinson, Curtis Jones, Joshua Jefferson. And then we did a little Cal Raleigh for captain with his first dono. And then we had Amber coming in that had a horrible day at work and in general. And then so we ended up doing some photos of vehicles and cars, as well as Sarah and Cole as well. So it's always good when we can sprinkle in a little bit of, randomness. And again, anytime we end up doing filler streams, there's always going to be time, for things like this. And I actually encourage it, because again, it's, not everyone is going to be into NHL, college hoops, NBA, or whatever that filler stream is. And if we can find other topics and other photos for me to be able to showcase of your guys' favorite things, I'm here for it. I'm here for you guys. Appreciate y'all. I'll sprinkle in a little Toto for you. Can't wait for NASCAR to be back for the Daytona 500. I will be doing NASCAR streams this year, and maybe one day I'll do an F1 stream. Still, inexperienced, on the F1 side, but I'm always willing to learn, and I'm a fast learner. I read a lot, I watch a lot of film, so I don't really feel like anything is out of my grasp. Some, things are going to take longer than others, of course. And I like speed, so. Yeah. Free throws made. Cyclones now up by 10, and that's what it was there at halftime. They're running out of time. 7 minutes to go. I don't really see Kansas coming back and winning this. Have you finished up Skeleton Crew yet, Megan? Through Disney Plus. I ended up watching the season finale this morning. better than the Acolyte, but definitely not better than like Mandalorian and some of the others, but a little bit more geared towards kids, but I enjoyed it. I thought they did a good job with Jude Law, and I thought the kids did a great job. You know, it's hard to find kid actors that are actually fucking good, and I thought they did a pretty good job overall. Uh-oh, Dickinson with 4. One more foul, and he is done. Bill Self is livid. Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah, everyone's going to have, different shows, and especially if you end up having something like that, super popular and whatnot. I'm gonna get into it at some point. Maybe even I'll get into it tonight, but then I have to watch season 1 first before I jump into season 2. Wouldn't really make any sense for me to do season 2 first, then season 1, even if they're, even though if they're different and whatnot. But I mean, I've seen a lot of like Japanese game show type of shows in the past, so I imagine that I'll like it. I mean, obviously it's been a global hit, regardless of what age, race, or where you're from. So, yeah. Plus, I'm always getting recommendations on my, different apps, for it and whatnot. Another one I need to get into, and I don't know if you've seen it, Sarah. It's called Heal, and it's I don't know if it's on was it Cinemax or whatever, but it's like kind of behind the scenes and a story of like wrestlers and whatnot, and it kind of shows like what kind of things happen behind the scenes, and it's like I don't know if it's just actors and whatnot playing the roles of certain people. I have to read a little bit more into it, but my friend Justin was raving about it, saying that I would love it, and again, anyone that likes wrestling would probably enjoy that as well. So haven't got a chance to watch Heels yet, but I imagine I'll end up watching that in Squid Game at some point. Layup is good. 57-50 Cyclones. Yeah, I do that every day. Transformers, G.I. Joe, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I'm watching that at least a couple hours every day, usually before I go to sleep. Nothing better than watching some old school vintage cartoons from like the 80s or 90s. Batman, the animated series, X-Men. Jumper is good. Down by 7. 6 minutes to go. Ooh, big block from behind. Dickinson, I see you. Wow. They said they got 10 blocks for the night. Badunga and Dickinson. Foul called. Well, they cut the lead to 5. Yeah, I don't think it's a hopefully. I mean, again, if you look at all of the, ratings and all of the things that have come out, I mean, I don't really think I've seen a negative review on either one, really. I mean, I think people like 1 over 2, and obviously it's hard to follow up success with the first one compared to the second, especially if it's something that people have never seen before. But I think for the most part, the people that enjoyed 1 that enjoyed 2 as well. At least that's what I've been reading and from the people that I've talked to. So I don't know. I just follow like so many fucking shows though. And then I watched the new episode of St. Denis Medical, which is funny, kind of like a superstore, but in like a hospital. It's got a great cast, super funny, to give you laughs for a good 30 minutes. Got the mom from Goldberg's, David Allen Greer, a few other characters from Superstore in the first couple episodes. Front rim for that three, no good. Good offensive rebound there. Corner three, no good. Good rebound by the Cyclones. Britt in the building. How are you? Are you sick again? What's going on? How can I make your day better? What's going on here? How are you? Tell oh doggy dog what's going on in your life. Rejected. Big block there by Kansas. What's going on? Let your boy know. Yeah, maybe there's a full moon out or something going on, but we had Amber in here, had a horrible day at work, she said, but we ended up throwing up some car photos and whatnot. Her cousin got her into cars and whatnot, so we ended up doing that. And I think she ended up leaving the stream better than when she first came in. And that's the goal that I have for everyone. When we do these filler streams, the game itself isn't necessarily the most important thing. The most important thing is to try to, talk about what's going on and, sport-wise, wrestling-wise, life-wise, and you're showing some photos to try to make everyone's day a little bit better. 58-52, Cyclones. Oh my gosh. Water tank busted. You need me to fly to Connecticut to help? Oh my. No water or heat? What are you going to do? And I know your friend moved away recently, right? She's like about an hour away, Katie. So it's not like you can just like, hey, let me stop by over here and, hopefully you got family or friends that live in the same town close by, so you and Colton can be warm and take showers and have some kind of heat. I mean, it's one thing if the power goes out, you can have candles and whatnot for temporary, but not having a water heater with no water or heat is not ideal. Well, sending hugs your way. That's tough. Virtual hug. Jefferson with a couple misses there. Kansas down by 6. Top of the key three is good. Oh my. Buries the three. Bill Self is beside himself. 61-52. And I'm not going to say that was the nail in the coffin, but damn, that was huge. What kind of photos can I put up to make you feel better? You got anything in mind? What do you want photo-wise? Do you want some Brady, some Gronk on the Patriots? You want some Red Sox with some Benintendi? What can I do to make your day a little bit better? Oh, no. Oh, I'm so sorry. That is tough. How old is the water heater? Is it something that's never been changed? Is it one of those things like you guys have had the same water heater for like 10, 20 years and then it just so happens that it exploded today? I assume it's not a newer one. Yeah. And then you guys got a used one or a new one on the way? I'm sorry to hear that. That's rough. But that's true. It's all about perspective. You always got me to talk to too, so. Oh, it's never been replaced. Okay, so it was overdue then. Yeah. Prehistoric. He had a dinosaur that erupted. Well, if there's anything I can do, you let me know. 61-52 Cyclones. Up by 9 with 4:10. I just don't think that they have enough here to come back, but you never know. Squeezing a couple Brady's here. Cool graphic with all the stuff in the background that you can barely see, but you can see it. But don't worry about your water heater. You'll take a shower in a couple days. All right, 20 to 30 years, and you had a slight leak that you guys knew about. So it was just a matter of time, man. But it just sucks when it's all unexpected, you know. Flooding, you have to clean it up, water, heat, not available. Hopefully things will get better for you soon. Yeah. A little Napa know-how. I can't wait for baseball and NASCAR. And we will be doing NASCAR on the channel, so I missed it. Did it for a couple years, took a year off based off lack of support, but I feel that we'll get good support in 2025. So my guy, that's Britt's guy, that's my guy. Napa know-how. No more Hooters. They got the Prime car that we've seen some decals of. Oregon be considered a warm state? No, they're just like Washington. We're more cold weather. Maybe not as much as like the Northeast where Britt's at in like Connecticut and whatnot, but you know, California is West Coast and warm, but Oregon and Washington have a lot of rain. You know, it's pretty overcast here most of the time. So yeah, you go dive in with Colton, get him his goggles. Little Speedo, jump in. You guys can do laps in the basement. Hey, Oregon is beautiful. And once you actually come here, you'll realize it's very similar to Connecticut, and you might actually like it more. 62-53, Iowa State. I mean, you know, especially if you like being outdoors, lakes, rivers, mountains, parks, great for dogs. It's beautiful here. You know, you're always going to have like those places the media will talk about, you know, that are horrible in every state, you know, where you have like a crime-riddled city, and then they want to act like Portland is the only thing in Oregon, you know, where you have Antifa or bums or, you know, crazy shit that's going down, looting, you know, but again, that's not like it happens on the daily. And, you know, every state has got that bad-sided town, wherever it is, that you normally avoid, you know, or not go to. So, but not every part of Portland is like bad. There are some nicer, you know, areas, but obviously I don't really spend too much time in that area. That's about, you know, 30 to 40 minutes from me. So I live in the burbs, baby. Nice pass. Nice backdoor cut right there. 63-55. They're down by 8 with less than 3 minutes to go. Yeah, and Seattle obviously is like, less bums and homelessness, and it's cleaner. It's definitely more expensive to live there, but it is beautiful. And again, if I wasn't living in Oregon, here in this location, I mean, the only other places I think I could, as far as Oregon or Washington are concerned, are Eugene for the Ducks, and then obviously Seattle. So. Ichiro going into the Hall of Fame this season, which is going to be awesome. They're going to be doing a big celebration for him. Can't wait. Yeah, I'm glad Chase Elliott, they moved off the Hooters, promotion and whatnot. I think having something a little bit more professional would be better color-wise as well. I wasn't really into the orange and brown, as far as the color scheme and whatnot. So when they're doing this new prime look, it's with the blue. I know Britt doesn't like the white bumper on the back, but it looks kind of similar to the Napa car. So Cyclone fans standing up, getting a little crazy. 64-55, and there's just not enough time for Kansas to come back. Less than 3 minutes to go. Pass almost stolen. Cross-court pass. Floater. Off the glass. No good. Cyclones with the rebound. Yeah, this one's over. Good help side defense there. And then they did debut those new baubles that we're going to have for the Mariners. Julio Rodriguez bauble looks fire. The Cal Raleigh one looks fire. And then they have a Randy Arozarena. I wish they would have done a pitcher like, Bryce Miller, Brian Wu, Logan Gilbert, or George Kirby, or even Victor Robles. I would have rather, seen that. But, assuming that if they made the Randy bauble that he's going to be on the team. But and it's not like I don't like Randy Arozarena. I just think there's other guys that were more deserving of a bauble. I think, doing George Kirby, Logan Gilbert, Bryce Miller, Brian Wu, Victor Robles. I would have went all of those guys. Definitely not Luis Castillo, because who knows if he's going to be on our team, and he's kind of sucked in the last couple of years, if we're being honest. But, any of the 4 starters, that pitcher, Victor Robles, that would have been nice. And then obviously we've been adding a bunch of no-name bullshit in the last couple days for the Mariners. They're cheap as fuck, and we always get these high-value, low-salary kind of guys, with some upside. But I mean, who knows if it'll even work out with those guys with our team? But hopefully we get some decent players at some point. Layup is good. 68-55 with 1:43 left. Oh, big Duncan. That is the cherry on top. 68-55. Yeah, and this rivalry runs pretty deep. But it's pretty rare to see Iowa State be better than Kansas. I mean, it's not often that, you see Auburn as number 1, Iowa State as 2, and those aren't really known for basketball, normally. Like, we've seen Iowa State be okay at basketball and okay at football, but I don't think we've ever seen Iowa State number 2, about to be 15-1, 5-0 in the conference. So, again, I'm glad that I got a chance to see what they're about, and I obviously got to see what Auburn is about earlier in 2024, but definitely college hoops is on a different level than what we're normally used to. It's no longer Duke, North Carolina, Kentucky at the top. It's much different now. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. 85 to go. All right, here we got the last minute 23, 70-55. And God, they really pulled away. They were up by 10 at half. And again, if you didn't really get good production out of Dickinson and a lot of the, big guys down low, you knew that it could get out of hand. And Iowa State is the real deal this year. Definitely a rude awakening for Kansas. But again, now this will be their fourth loss. They're going to be 12-4 now, 3-2 in the conference. Not ideal for the Jayhawks. And then we can do some food photos here at the end. And then we'll be live tomorrow. Obviously football and food is what I'm going to want to try to do for tomorrow and Friday. But again, I might end up doing the Cavs and the Thunder since they're both number one in the NBA. The last time they played a few days ago, it was actually a really good game. And, there's not very many teams that I can get excited about besides my Blazers. But, if you got two of the best in the NBA going at it and captain, obviously he wants to be able to see the Thunder and the Cavs. So either I'm going to, do the thumbnail with the Thunder and the Cavs, or we'll do football and food, and I'll watch the Thunder and Cavs in the background and we'll talk about it. But, I'll probably end up doing the thumbnail for the Thunder and Cavs more than likely. And then we can still talk about other things as well. And then Friday will be football and food stream. We'll obviously do a little preview of the NFL matchups over the weekend, and then we can do some food photos as well. This one's just about over. God, they blew the fuck out of them, huh? 73-57. Holy fuck. And just like that, to go from 10 to 15 to almost 20 points, it's like, good teams find a way to win, bad teams find a way to lose. And I don't want to say Kansas is a bad team, but they're just not on the same level as the Cyclones. But if they play each other again in, obviously in Kansas's home fans, they're the Jayhawk fans, and, outcome might be a little bit different next time around. And that is it. Final score, 74-57, Cyclones. I don't think I was anticipating that much of a blowout, but shout out to the Cyclones. They kicked ass and they took names. All right, I got to make some more room for some photos here. All right, where do we want to go food-wise? Sarah, you got a recommendation? Is it baseball season yet? I am itching more than I've ever itched before. The itching is progressively getting higher and higher and higher. Gosh, is it baseball yet? I need this in my life. Bad. I miss the days where I could have baseball to do every single day. But that'll get us covered from, March, April, all the way to October. So I just have to be patient. Soak in the rest of the NFL playoffs, the Natty on Monday. We do have Monday Night Raw added on to the channel now on Mondays, which is awesome. Croissants. Croissant. A good croissant goes a long ways too. Good old pastries. Pastries and bread. Can't go wrong with that. Well, I'm glad I got to watch Iowa State, firsthand to see, like, okay, are they really the real deal, or are they pretenders and they're just getting lucky? No, Iowa State is the real deal, and if they end up making the Final Four, I don't think anyone should be surprised. A little coffee and a croissant. You got one recommendation of something vegan that you want to be able to see? Anything vegan? What do you want to see? If you got one thing vegan that you love that you want to see, type it in the chat and I'll be able to throw that up for you. In the meantime, I'm looking at these croissants. Oh my. Now that looks good. Watching your favorite show, sipping on some coffee, having a croissant or two. Man, that's life right there. Paisley getting a little belly rubs from daddy. Impossible burgers. Okay, I can do that. I got you. They have gluten and gluten-free. Honestly, different options, depending on your diet and your preferences. What's better than a couple croissants? How about a big basket of them? Oh, my. Plant-based. I'm not vegan, but I would eat one. I like Flavor Town. I like to be able to try many, many different types of culture, many, many different types of things. And from what I've heard, a lot of people, that have had these, they are amazing. I don't think I've heard anyone that have said that, no, I can't have this. Like, for whatever reason, it's not allowing me to format over a lot of the impossible photos. I don't know why. There we go. I was gonna say, eventually it's got to let me convert another one, at least one other one. but I definitely would be willing to try. And I assume I would like it. I like flavors. And I like Flavor Town. That's what I was hearing too, that most of the time you can't really tell that they're plant-based the way that they make them, right? Like pretty much almost tastes the same, right? Oh, really? What does it, like, obviously you've probably have you ever had regular chicken before? I was gonna say, if you've had regular chicken before, to compare it based off plant-based, what's the difference in it? The texture? Pretty close, but a little different. Coleslaw. Okay, this one says the ultimate vegan burger. Let's see what this one looks like. This one might have your slaw on it too. I think this might be a winner for you. I mean, for me, like, my diet has completely changed, in the last year and a half, 2 years and whatnot. But, I'm always willing to be able to try new things. And, I never will not try something. I will always give something a shot. So, right? I was going to say this one looks like the best one out of the ones that I saw. So this one would be a perfect meal for you. And probably for quite a few people too. Even myself. Well, I love you guys and I appreciate you guys very, very much. I am going to spend some time with Paisley, make sure that she has had her dinner and I get a little playtime with her, give her the love and attention that she deserves. We still need to go on our long walk here. Final score, Cyclones 74, Jayhawks 57. Didn't anticipate it being that much of a blowout, but it is what it is. Tomorrow we will be live either for the Thunder and Cavs, number 1 versus number 1. And if I don't necessarily label the stream that, I'll be watching that with Captain. And, we can always do food and football where we can just talk about the playoff games this weekend and go over food items as well. We might end up doing that, obviously, tomorrow and Friday. But I guess I have to decide if I'm going to make a thumbnail that looks like this for the Thunder, and the Cavs with Donovan Mitchell and another individual, or if I have a different thumbnail where we do food and football. But either way, we should be streaming tomorrow at, let's see what time the game is. I think the game starts at 4:30. So we'll probably be streaming at like 4:30, 5 o'clock on both days. And then it'll go for about 2 hours. So tomorrow's game is on at 4:30. So we'll start the stream at 4:30, probably be done at 6:30. And then on Friday, we'll probably start the stream at like 5 and we'll go into like 7. So love you guys and I appreciate you guys very, very much. And I got one question for you. Who talks sports like us? Your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, and I'm out. Got him.